Yo guys, what's up? How's everybody doing? I'm just gonna give it like a few minutes just for some people to get on, and then we'll start it from there. Hope everyone's doing really well. And I'm gonna talk about my prediction of the bear market versus what actually happened. And I'm gonna give you guys a lot of good tips today to be successful in this upcoming bull market. So hang around guys, it's gonna be a really good live stream. We'll give it just 2-3 more minutes. Hi Obina, how are you? Hey Don Sparko, always nice to see you. What's up, Crypto Journey? So my portfolio recovered like it recovered so much, man. Like it recovered like almost $250,000 plus just from like Bitcoin and some alts. Haven't really updated it yet, so yeah. And some coins are just doing some crazy stuff today, guys. Like you need to be really careful of this market. I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the crazy things that happen when Bitcoin gets very bullish like this. And like I'm up about 220k just on Bitcoin alone, and then alts haven't really moved as much yet. So I'll show you guys a little bit of my portfolio here too. Okay, so welcome everybody. Today is now I think June 21st or something. Yeah, 21st. I'm moving on July 1st to Bodrum. Wife and I are moving to this crazy house out in Bodrum, literally on the beach with a gigantic swimming pool and the mountains behind us because we want to get outside of Istanbul for a bit, just for a little. Crypto money allows you to do things like have two houses. Turkey is really good, Doran. Thanks for asking. Turkey is a beautiful country, good food. Wife gave me like 40 pounds since I moved here. Okay, so let's get into first of all, let's talk about the alts. Okay, I want to warn you guys of the dangers of alts first of all. So as you can see here, some coins have done some ridiculous things, and you need to be aware of times where a coin does something like 127% of a rally. Okay, so those are scary movements to the upside. And you'll see that, for example, FLM. Let's see, where is FLM? FLM has some pretty crazy volume. So the volume was really good. But you've got to wonder, okay? Hold on, I got to refresh this main page because the crypto screener is lagging. And I'm also going to teach you guys briefly how to use this crypto screener so you can be successful to catch these types of coins in the next market. Okay, so if you take a look at FLM, what you'll see is that the 24-hour volume is about $1 billion, which is substantial. But you have to wonder to yourself, how can a coin with $1 billion being traded do something like this? How can $1 billion 24-hour traded coin actually do 126% in 46 minutes? Just think about that for a moment, okay? And the answer would be, it's because there's probably a concentration of like specific people and only a few people that have the majority of the market share. They're the ones with the majority of the money that's moving this market. And anybody who's trying to follow them, if you're a retail investor like you and I, we're most likely going to get destroyed trading a coin like this, because there's those big whales over there trading hundreds of millions of dollars that can move the market 126% in 46 minutes. So you got to be really, really fucking aware of that. So to be successful in the bull market, it's not about like making profit. Okay, guys, you can make a lot of profit. If you guys saw me in 2021, from like July to October, I was making like the biggest month I had was in September, where I made $350,000 just day trading alone. I was making like literally $10,000 to $30,000 a day trading with like $1 million. But to get to that level, it's not about just making profit. It's about managing your risk and knowing when to stay away. You guys have all been there before, where you've made a tremendous amount of money, right? You got to admit that you've been there before. You made a lot of good trades. 7 days in a row, you were profitable. Then all of a sudden, that one bad trade where you didn't stop yourself out, you didn't manage your risk, you leveraged too high, you didn't cut your losses when you knew you should have. It wiped out all of your profits in one single trade. You probably had a good month trading sometimes, and you were really up. And then that one trade in that 1 hour, it wiped out your whole monthly profit and you're back to square one. You probably got liquidated a few times more than you would like to admit because you over leverage. You didn't protect yourself well. And this is just another example right here of a coin that you're most likely not going to be successful trading unless you caught very much so near the bottom. But it's also really hard to catch a coin near the bottom. You have 46 minutes to make a possible trade in a 125% gain. So the chances of you being successful is more unlikely than anything. So I'm just trying to warn you of the dangers of knowing when to stay away. So I didn't even notice this coin, to be honest. I was sleeping most of the time during this entire rally. So you're not going to catch it. Another really crazy example is a coin like Pepe. This was more likely that you could have caught this coin Pepe because it moved slower. Okay, you got to find a delicate balance. Like, for example, FLM, it's too hard to trade a coin that's moving 100% in 46 minutes. It's better to trade a coin, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion, that's moving anywhere between, like, the ideal coin to trade would be a coin that's moving on average about 5% an hour, because this gives you an opportunity to catch a coin that's moving at a fairly steady rate. It's not too crazy volatile for you to trade it and lose a gigantic amount of money, and it's not too slow for you to be impatient with the movement. So try to find a delicate balance between volatility within a specific time frame. So for example, if I had to choose a coin to trade between FLM that moved a crazy amount like that, or a coin like Pepe that moved a fairly reasonable amount, it had steady movement, the answer would have been to trade Pepe 1000%, right? So I'm just trying to give you guys some good advice on how to trade. Or even a coin like Bitcoin Cash, okay? Bitcoin Cash was a really good coin to trade today. This is where I made like $500 on it in about 40 seconds or something. I identified the March resistance and also the April resistance. So those are two really clear resistances that you saw. And then as it moves towards there, you would count your Elliott wave counts and see how well it can do, right? See if it's going to get some bearishness. So I longed it roughly over here. Okay, so I longed it because I said to myself that March and April or May, whatever resistance, it was most likely going to hit it, the red line. So as I looked at it on the 2-minute chandelier exit indicator, on this bounce right there, it's just bouncing off of the chandelier exit 2-minute. So the volatility is staying true. And as this bounce right there, that's where I longed it for like a quick small scalp for $500 in literally 40 seconds today. So this is a good coin to trade. And then as it gets near that resistance, you have an opportunity to trade it as well. So this coin wasn't too crazy. It did like 26% over 4 hours, which is, which is about 5-6% an hour. So this is a really good coin to have traded today. So anyways, let's move on to Bitcoin. So first of all, the best traders can admit when they're wrong, okay? And a lot of people will say to me on Twitter, on my YouTube videos, they'll be like, I guess you got wrecked because I did predict $18,000 to $20,000. But you guys need to understand this firmly, that it's okay to be humbled by the market. And the best traders and investors, what they understand is that they will react as the market changes. And you can never have a set bias. If you're always biased towards a specific position, it means that you don't have the ability to change your mind if the market changes as well. So having the ability to constantly react and adapt is extremely important, especially as a day trader. You got, like, for example, as a day trader, if you're in a long position and then the bias changes because you clearly know from the market sentiment and how the charts look that you are now wrong. The market has clearly made a sharp turn. Whatever resistance maybe broke or something like that. If you're in a long position, maybe your support broke, maybe the EMA broke, maybe the chandelier exit indicator broke. Imagine for a moment if you were still long biased and you didn't cut your loss, even though the market completely changed. Well, because you don't have the ability to react and adapt, you're not going to cut your loss. And because of that, you're going to take some catastrophic losses. So yes, I admit that I was expecting 18 to 20K because the market was that bearish at that specific time. But just because the market was bearish at that time doesn't mean that it doesn't have the ability to change. So what changed? What really changed was, I'm going to show you guys how crazy this market is. Do you guys see the chandelier exit indicator? Make sure you learn it. The chandelier exit indicator is a volatility-based indicator off of the average true range, the ATR. So it measures the volatility from the low and the high of the candle, and it gives you like a green line or a red line. If the volatility is very bullish, it'll be green. If the volatility changes from bullish to bearish, it'll turn red. So as you can see on the 3-day, it turned red for a moment. Just look, just for one candle. And then the green candle just completely surpassed it. So it starts to turn green when it breaks above the red over here. So what we see is it's trending green, 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 green. And of course, I'm going to assume bearishness because it broke from the green to the red. So it started to show red there, which means it changed to a very bearish momentum or volatility going down. So yes, I have no choice but to be bearish and assume that we're going to drop huge. But what did the bulls do? Of course, they changed it back to green. But we're not out of the woods yet. We have about 2 days to stay green. This needs to stay green for us to actually hold and break to the upside. So why did we hit here? Why did we stall there? Well, for multiple reasons. One is over here. Another is because of dating very, very far back. As you guys can see, way back over here, we can see that for a period of a month, this ended up holding. It ended up holding for a month. Not only that, over here as well. 3 times it hits in this particular $29,000, $30,000, $31,000 region. So it bounced over here as well. So we're now hitting a 2-year and 5-month resistance or support that's now a resistance. That's really far back. I don't think we're going to break it for now, but if we do break it, it's going to be ridiculous. So what are some of the key reasons Bitcoin's breaking? One of the key reasons is Bitcoin dominance, okay? Bitcoin dominance is just skyrocketing. It actually ended up breaking a 2-year resistance at about 48.5. So last time we hit that low was in May 2021. So Bitcoin dominance skyrockets right now. I would expect Bitcoin dominance to eventually hit anywhere between 55 to 60%. And then we're going to get a major sell-off. And usually when Bitcoin hits a certain price, this is how the market works, guys. The market works with everybody selling their alts, and then they go into Bitcoin. And then some alts move, but most of them don't. And because most of them don't, Bitcoin's dominance goes a lot higher. It ends up skyrocketing. Most people are majority Bitcoin holding, with like myself. I'm 35% Bitcoin deep right now, and I carry over $1 million in Bitcoin alone. And my portfolio right now is about 2.5 mil. So it's really on the high side. So 35% for myself is about Bitcoin. And then after Bitcoin reaches a price or a Bitcoin dominance that's high enough and reaches a major resistance, the sell-off begins for Bitcoin. As Bitcoin reaches another low, I'll probably end up moving my money into alt season. I'll probably end up being about Bitcoin 20% heavy in my portfolio, and I'll buy a lot more altcoins because then Bitcoin and maybe altcoins will synonymously go up with each other. So right now, because the Bitcoin dominance is all focused on Bitcoin, you're not going to have an altcoin season right now. Some alts might move with Bitcoin to the upside, but most of them will not because most of the money is now in the Bitcoin market. So we can see that I'm probably on CoinMarketCap. I'm just going to check crypto market cap. It's probably really high right now. It probably just skyrocketed. So let's see what it just did. Today alone, so since yesterday, the market cap went up 11%. So we're now at about $1.13 trillion. So this is also a big resistance range that I drew in here where we're going to see up to like $1.3 trillion. Can you guys believe that at one point in history, Bitcoin was actually at $3 trillion, which is 3 times more the market cap than we're at right now? Can you imagine one day when the market cap for crypto is like $10 trillion. That would be insane. I mean, Bitcoin is going to go to 100K one day. The only hard part about this market right now, guys, is being patient. It's so you guys have no idea how devastating my mentality was having to wait basically since March, April, and May and part of June. For 4 months, I was just going insane because I'm used to a volatile market and the market's so slow. And you guys were probably in that same boat where a lot of you are probably full-time traders or getting there, or maybe you are taking more time off of your work right now, or maybe you left work already and then you're all of a sudden in this really crappy, slow market and you're dependent on making profit for money, for your family, for yourself, to survive, to get by. So I understand how hard it was for everybody, including myself as well. But just know that you're in the game for a reason and you're not going to have perfect months. You're going to have some months, actually some years, where the market's going to be super crappy. If you made it through 2022, congratulations, because that was a horrible bear market to trade, because we're always focused on buying low, selling high, and shorting is not a skill that everybody has or can actually do based off the country that they're in. So if you survive 2022, that's just another year gone by that's getting us closer to a bull market. If you survive the first half of this year, congratulations, because we're just getting closer to a bull market. Every month that goes by, June's almost done. Half of the year is actually done. Do you guys still remember your holiday celebrations with your family, with your friends, going out, New Year's? That was 6 months ago, guys. 6 months ago, but it just felt like yesterday, right? Every 6 months that goes by is another closer step to the bull market. Just wait till Q4. Regulation is just so intense right now. I mean, think about how regulation is shaping the world right now and how Coinbase and Binance is being affected. They're leaving a lot of countries right now. But how the fuck is Bitcoin still doing this? Bitcoin is just unstoppable. It's going to be adopted everywhere mainstream soon. As soon as they get rid of this Gary Gensler in the SEC, America is going to adopt Bitcoin even further, and they're going to be the front runners for adoption and mainstream news, I'm sure. Just like France, they're one of the bigger players. So many countries are adopting crypto right now that if you guys were here in 2017, it wasn't like this in the bull market. Now that regulation is shaping the world and adoption in crypto, just give it like another year or two, and you guys are going to be so freaking glad that you got into crypto now, especially for this next bull market. It's time for you guys to succeed and thrive in this next bull market. If you missed the last bull market, who cares? If you got destroyed in the bear market, who cares? You're still here, and I know you're going to do well if you put in the work. If you start studying, if you backtest, if you prepare for this next bull market, if you put in the time, if you hustle, there's no time for you to be mediocre. Okay, you've got to put in some time every day. Stay on top of just watch one YouTube video a day. Doesn't need to be mine. It can be anybody's. Just watch one a day. Check out the market for at least 30 minutes a day just to be in tune with it, because you don't want to come into the bull market and be like, crap, I missed the bull market and it already ran for 30 minutes or 30 days or 3 months. You don't want to do that. You want to be here and available when everyone has this agreement in the crypto community. Like, yep, the bull market's here, man. Let's just make a shit ton of money. Let's long everything on a dip. Let's buy every single breakout. Let's leverage a little bit higher than we're used to. And let's just make a crap ton of money, because I want to see everybody do well for yourself, for your family. And I don't want to see anybody miss this bull. Holy crap, I gave you guys a long speech. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get really, really excited about crypto and wanting everybody to do well. So Bitcoin right now, just to summarize, it's hitting a major resistance. That yellow line is a pain in the ass right now, okay? It's a pain in the ass because of this area. This should be a red, but you guys get my point. So another thing that could happen is this. You don't want to hear this, but you got to hear it. So that's the resistance, clearly. Now check this out. Another thing that could happen is this. Do you see it? It could be a triangle, man, I'm telling you. It could just draw out till like September. There's no denying that this could be an easy triangle. We already got 2 resistances and 2 supports, right? Getting a higher low every time. So the bullish case would be we just fly out. if this breaks to the upside, okay, you're probably gonna miss the breakout. To be honest, you'll miss it just like how I will. But if this breaks out, okay, let's say it hits like one more down here. Let's just hypothetically say it does something like that, and it breaks out. You're probably not gonna catch that breakout. Most likely you won't. But what you will catch is the next time it takes a dip. Okay, you're gonna buy it on that dip. You are going to motherfucking buy it on that dip. No matter what happens, the strategy is simple, guys. Okay, you buy it on the dip. Okay, right there, you buy it on the dip. If you don't buy it on the dip, then you let the breakout happen, and then you buy it on the breakout over here. This is the continuation strategy. The continuation strategy is you let it break out of the key resistances, you let the dip happen, and then you buy it. It breaks out. It makes a high above the breakout. Okay, so that's clearly established that the breakout happened. Another thing is it takes a dip, and then when it dips, you miss that as well. But what you do is you acknowledge this resistance, this high that it made prior, and then you buy the breakout. That is the continuation strategy for long-term success. Okay, buying the breakout can have a lot of false readings. It could just go up a little bit, they just come right back down. So confirmation is key in a bull market. So that's the bullish scenario. The bullish scenario is we make an ascending triangle and then we go to the upside. The bearish scenario, I'll just talk about it because it's always important to have two different perspectives, okay? The bearish scenario is that we form a triangle and it basically doesn't break upwards, okay? It just ends up breaking downwards really hard sometime between, like, it's already June. Let's be realistic. Like, July is coming around the corner. Okay, July, August, September is probably the only chance. Like, maybe July, August, September, October. Like, maybe 4 months is the only chance for us to be bearish. And you got to remember the halving. The halving is not going to screw up. The halving is going to be bullish no matter what. Like, the halving leading up to it, I'd probably say 5-6 months leading up to the halving, people are going to accumulate because we understand what the halving is. The block reward is cut in half. Every time the supply, the return supply is being diminished, okay, the price goes up because the demand goes up. Bitcoin blocks are going to be halved. That's why it's called the halving. So because of that, we're getting less in circulation. There's no choice but for the price to go up, like it has proven every time in the past 13 years. But if I had to take a look at the bearish scenario, which still possible, right? It's still absolutely possible where we make that triangle, but we don't break out of it. Instead, we see this triangle here, this expanding triangle. We end up still hitting on the downside one time over here. Okay, so we hit like 20K again if that triangle fails. But realistically, it's just not likely to fail because the 3-day chandelier exit indicator, it just keeps getting more and more bullish. It just keeps breaking to the upside. So if I had to predict that something right now, I'm going to predict either a break, it's sometime very, very soon because of just how the price action is, or it's going to make a triangle and then eventually break to the upside. If I had to give a verdict right now, because of this new information coming in, okay? Because of this new information coming in, I got no choice but to assume bullishness. So I will react to this data, and I have to stay bullish for now. And the bears have absolutely destroyed, the bulls have absolutely destroyed the bears. They're rampaging through the streets right now. They're burning buildings. Cars are set on fire. People are freaking screaming that are bears right now. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, guys. So this is my verdict that we're now in a bull market season leading up to the halving. So I'm just going to take a look at some questions and go from there. And guys, just so you know, there's a lot of happy people with my courses. Like, you guys got to take a look at it because I'm leaving to go to Bodrum July 1st. I won't be selling these books at all. I've got 72 packages left. They're selling slowly because I'm not advertising it much. But check out the quality. Like, it comes with a gift box, comes with its LED lamp. People are super happy with this. You guys got to DM me if you want to get a really good deal on this. Like, this is super high quality. Everybody was expecting just a book, but they got a gift package instead. This whole thing with shipping from Turkey, cost me $350 alone just to actually print the book, make the box set, and ship it out by DHL, which costs like, on average, our shipping was 100 euros just to ship it out from Turkey. So if you guys are interested in this, it's going to come with a lifetime Discord membership. It's going to come with a 26-hour online course. It's going to come with a book mailed out to you. It's going to come with one ticket to enter a draw to come to Istanbul, Turkey. All inclusive, hotel, flight paid for in 2024 when I have more time. If you guys are interested in a deal, definitely DM me. Like, this is so cool, this book package that people are getting. So anyways, I'm just going to take a look at some of the questions and just see if you guys have any technical questions that I can answer. I'm not a good fundamental analyzer, guys. I agree, Bodrum is very beautiful. If you guys haven't been there, go there. But honestly, I didn't really want to move there because my wife is wanting to rent there. We want to rent there before we buy a house there. So we decided to rent a house that cost us $35,000 for 3 months. Yeah, that's right. $35,000 for 3 months, which is about $12,000 a month American. So we're renting like a $2 million house for 3 months just to see if my wife likes the area before we buy a house. Sounds reasonable to me, but freaking kind of crazy. So yeah. So there's not really many questions. Algo was back last 2 days. Yeah, I agree. Algo is... I carry like $400,000 of algo, and it's down like about 100 something thousand right now because my entry was like, I think my entry was 0.16, something like that for algo. So I entered like pretty early, man. Sometime like in May and like December, I've just been kind of buying. So algo's down. I'm down a lot on Matic. My entry on Matic is almost $1. So I'm down to pretty, like, if you think about when alts were at their high in March, right? Like in March over here, or April rather, I'm down like almost $700,000 on alts right now. Yeah, about 700, maybe 600K. Because alts haven't really picked up yet, right? Because alts from their high, if you take a look, alts haven't really moved for shit. They've all made a high from like April, and then they've all dropped 50%. And then from where they are now, they're still down like 40%. There's not really many coins that have broken above. Like ICP, I'm holding huge too. ICP made this triangle and it just broke down. So if you compare it to like February, ICP is down like 50%. This is my portfolio, by the way, guys. This is what I hold. And I'll be adding AI coins very soon. So if you take a look here, they're very, like, every coin is getting destroyed for alts. That's DOT. You know, NEAR is getting destroyed a lot too, 52%. I'm down huge on that. Sol is getting... Actually, Sol's reasonable compared to the other ones. I think it's only down 30%, 36%. So you guys don't expect an alt season anytime soon, okay? So anyways, I'm going to leave. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure to DM me if you're interested in the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide Book Package Edition. I'm going to make sure to give you a really good deal because I want to make sure I contribute to your success in this upcoming bull market. So make sure you're studying, guys. No time to slack off. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys take care of yourselves and keep studying hard. Bye now.